wanted to make a quick video. Thought that we could enjoy the snow right now. But I see the question a lot of how long does it take to start loving yourself? How long does it take to love yourself? That's a question that I see around a lot. And it's a very interesting question because from my experience and my perspective, that might already be the wrong way to go about it, because when in our minds we create a finish line and we think we have some imaginary picture in our heads that when we reach that goal, we'll all set. That's what I want to get to. That's my goal. How will you know when you, quote unquote, love yourself enough or love yourself the way you would like to? What I've seen, my own journey working with clients, that when we create that goal in our minds, the closer we get to that finish line, the more we also push it away, because we're never satisfied with our results, with our journey. So no matter how much closer you get to maybe loving yourself to the level that you want to love yourself, there's a part of you that might never see it as enough. There's a part of you that never feels like you love yourself enough, never feels satisfied, always feels like you're messing up, always feels like you're not good enough. So if we don't recognize that and we have that goal and we ask the question, how long does it take to love yourself? Then we might already be approaching it the wrong way. I would say, from my experience, I'm 32 right now. I started exploring this in my very late 20s. So I don't know, I would estimate that probably I have like 7 lifetimes left before because here's the thing too, there's always a deeper level. When we feel, even when we're trying to maybe heal a wound or some insecurity or something that we have, even when it comes to forgiveness, ourselves or other people, even when it comes to acceptance, when it comes to compassion and love, there's always a much, much deeper level that we can get to. And that's typically what happens if we keep going on that journey. We think sometimes kind of like the layers of the onion, right? We peel the layer, there's something deeper. We peel another layer, there's something deeper. I've said this in a lot of my videos that sometimes there's specific things that happen in my life that I do some work around and I feel like I healed that wound. And then a year later, something might happen that triggers a little bit of strong emotions or whatever, or a crazy experience that provides another level of healing. And now that same wound, I actually was blessed with the opportunity to go deeper into a healing journey. And that's what I noticed that tends to happen without forcing it, without obsessing about a specific thing that you went through and having specific set of journaling questions that you ask yourself every freaking week, year after year, to try to go deeper and force deeper healing. When you're ready for that healing, it will happen. When you're ready to take your self-love deeper, it will happen. We can't force these things. Of course, there's a ton of exercises and ideas, and I share a lot of those in my videos, so you can go back in my channel and explore those ideas. But obsessing about an imaginary finish line and already starting the journey of like, okay, how long is this going to take, might not be the best approach. So I'm not trying to be a jerk and call out anyone who's actually asking that question, because I asked that question for a long time. I wondered that when I was kind of starting this journey, even as time goes on, and you're like, what the hell, nothing's changing, what's going on? But then here's a beautiful thing that has happened to me a lot. When I look back at my journey, and like I said, these are just awarenesses that just like drop, and I'm not obsessing about it, journaling about it. Just, I might be walking around, working out, or just taking a dump, and I just have this thought, an idea that, wow, like if I look back on my journey, it's incredible the different experience that I have, even for example with triggers that I used to have that drove me crazy. Now I can actually laugh at them and just laugh about the whole thing and laugh about the fact that I have so many triggers. And I don't get frustrated about it. I don't hate myself for it. I don't go lock myself up in my room and just do inner work for the entire day, feeling like I'm failing this spiritual journey, feeling like I'm failing as a self-development student. Is not the way I want to live my life. If that's what resonates with you and that's what inspires you, great. But if you're a little tired of that, if you're maybe looking for a different approach, I invite you to just come at it from a place of compassion, patience with yourself, we're all going through our own journeys, and I liked some ideas that people have shared of like, don't rush yourself based on someone else's timeline. Because maybe something that took someone else 6 months and you're obsessing about, it should take me this long or about this long, and it's been 2 years for you. We're all going through different journeys. We're all on different paths. We're all maybe heading in the same direction, but we're all different paths. So I think it's interesting to explore that part of ourselves. Today I was talking with some people about the idea of curiosity and exploration, right? I've always been a very, very curious person. And if you follow my work, you know that by now. I'm a very curious person. And I love exploring. And at the same time, what I've realized throughout my journey, which this is part of my personality, but I was suppressing it because I was obsessed with inner work and so obsessed with healing and all that good stuff, that I forgot to add the playfulness to it. So the exploration with the curiosity and the playfulness, it's a fascinating journey to explore that part of ourselves that is so impatient, that wants results now, that wants to know how long it's going to take before we actually embark on the journey. We want to know, it's like we want to just type it in on our phone's GPS. Self-love, okay, which steps do I need to take and how long it's going to take? What time will I get there? Right? Your estimated time of arrival. We can't have that on this journey. We can't know that. And even if you have the most incredible guru that you follow online, it tells you that their approach is the best and their system will get you to whatever you want to get to in 6 months or 6 weeks or 12-week program or whatever. We're all on different journeys. And that's the beauty of it. The beauty of that impatient part of ourselves being challenged like crazy through life. Being challenged day after day when we want different results and we don't feel like we're getting there. When you want to be kinder with yourself, but you felt like you fucked it up today. Can we love that impatient part of ourselves? Can we love the perfectionist within ourselves who wants to get everything right and find the fastest route on that GPS to get there first before everyone else? Can we love that part of ourselves? It's not always easy for me, and that part comes up a lot. Especially in the work that I do and having so many friends who do similar work and comparing myself to other people, comparing myself to my friends so much. I actually have a cool video coming out on that. I have some ideas. I haven't recorded the video, but I have some ideas on things that I want to share because it's some cool things that I was reflecting on. So make sure you have your notifications on for that video. But loving that part of myself has not been easy for me. Like I said, it comes up all the time. It comes up a lot. We all have our patterns, our triggers. And here's another video that I wasn't make. I'll throw it in this one, but I was gonna make a video about this. Every spiritual teacher, self-development guru that you look up to, every person has, on a big or even a subtle level, they have patterns. They still have triggers. It's funny to think about that the people that you look up to still have patterns. And we are trying to be perfect and be pattern free, like zero patterns. And yet the people that we look up to and that we learn from, luckily I was actually going to name like over 10 or 15 that I actually kind of have followed work throughout my life. That many of them, if not most of them, have actually embraced the reality that they have patterns and they have triggers. I was actually listening to one of them last week who was saying how through 2020 and beginning of 2021, he was noticing that things like judgment and judging people's ideas and this and that, like he was noticing that coming up. And he's been not on a journey of exploring this, he's been teaching this for over a decade, or I forget how long. And he still has patterns. So it's funny to think about how we want to get it perfect from day one and have like a beautiful straight path onto our goal of self-love and just the quickest, fastest, most efficient route. Not realizing that I do love the idea of not a meme, but there's a thing that goes around online that says what people think the journey is like, and goes up like that, and what it's actually like, and it goes all over the place and up and down and back and forth and all over the place. And yes, the trend is up, the trajectory and the trend is up, but you go all over the freaking place. So it's never going to meet our expectations. It's never going to be exactly the way we picture it's going to be like. It's never going to flow in the exact perfect manner that we wish it would. But that's the opportunity that life is offering us, to come to terms with that part of ourselves that always has expectations that can never be met. So I have no freaking clue how long it's going to take you to be able to love yourself. But I hope that something of all the crazy stuff that came out of my mouth was helpful. If it was and you watched this far, please give it a little thumbs up. It really helps out with the algorithm so that my videos can reach more people, because I don't reach a lot of people. But it would be nice if they reach more people. So I hope you enjoyed the view. Have an amazing day. I'll see you tomorrow.